You're not even worthy of carrying my child. Those words still echo in my head like a curse I can't shake off. Cole said them to me 3 months ago, standing in our penthouse living room with his arms wrapped around someone else. Damon, his assistant, the man he swore meant nothing to him. I remember the way Cole looked at Damon that night, with hunger and possession in his eyes. The same way he used to look at me during our mating ceremony. That look told me everything I needed to know. I was replaceable, disposable, worthless. Now standing in this cold hospital examination room with divorce papers tucked in my bag and my hands trembling on my lap, I realize my world is about to shatter all over again. But this time, it's different. This time, I'm not losing something, I'm discovering something that could destroy me completely. Congratulations, Mr. Justin, Dr. Reeves says with a warm smile that doesn't match the chaos erupting inside my chest. She's a kind woman in her 50s, the type who probably tells every patient good news with that same gentle voice. You're pregnant, 8 weeks along, and from what I can see on the ultrasound, she pauses, adjusting the screen toward me. You're carrying twins. The world stops. Twins. 2 babies. Cole's babies. My breath catches in my throat, and for a moment I forget how to inhale. The ultrasound image on the screen shows 2 tiny forms, barely visible but unmistakably there. 2 fluttering heartbeats pulse in rhythmic synchronization, like they're already communicating with each other in a language I'll never understand. My hand moves instinctively to my stomach, pressing against the flat surface where life is secretly growing. That's not possible, I whisper, even though I know it is. The timeline matches perfectly right before everything fell apart. Right before I caught Cole tangled up with Damon in our bed. Right before the ugly screaming match where he told me I was suffocating him, that I was too needy, too clingy, too omega. Dr. Reeves hands me a printout of the ultrasound. It's definitely possible, and from what I can see, both embryos are developing beautifully. You'll need to start prenatal vitamins immediately and schedule regular checkups. Do you have a partner who'll be attending these appointments with you? Partner. The word feels like a slap. No, I say quietly, my voice barely audible. I'm alone. She nods sympathetically, probably used to complicated situations like mine. That's perfectly fine. Many omegas manage pregnancies independently. You're strong, Justin. You'll figure this out. But I don't feel strong. I feel like I'm drowning. I leave the clinic in a daze, clutching the ultrasound photo like it's evidence of a crime. Outside, the city is alive with noise, cars honking, people shouting, street vendors calling out their specials. But I can't hear any of it. All I hear is Cole's voice in my head, vicious and cutting. You're not even worthy of carrying my child, except I am carrying his children. 2 of them. What do I do? Tell him? The man who humiliated me, who chose someone else, who made it clear I meant nothing to him anymore? The man who used his power and influence to rip these babies away from me the second he finds out they exist? Cole isn't just any alpha, he's a corporate executive with money, connections and a ruthless streak that makes him dangerous when he wants something. And if he wants these twins, I'll lose everything. I can't let that happen. By the time I reach the penthouse, our former home that I'm still technically allowed to access until the end of the month, I've made my decision. I can't stay here. I can't stay in this city where Cole's presence looms over every corner, where his family's name opens doors and closes others. I need to disappear before he finds out. Before anyone finds out. I start packing immediately, shoving clothes into a suitcase without bothering to fold them. I grab my laptop, chargers, important documents, a few books I can't bear to leave behind. Everything else, the furniture, the expensive gifts Cole bought me during happier times, the photos of us smiling like we were invincible. I leave it all behind. None of it matters anymore. As I zip up my second suitcase, my phone buzzes. A text from Cole. We need to talk about the property settlements. Can you come by my office tomorrow? My hands shake as I delete the message. There won't be a tomorrow. There won't be any more conversations, or negotiations, or pretending we can be civil. I'm done. It's almost midnight when I finish packing. I call a taxi and wait by the window, watching the city lights flicker below. From up here, everything looks so small, so insignificant. I press my hand to my stomach again, feeling nothing yet, but knowing they're there. My babies. My secret. I'm going to protect you, I whisper into the empty room. No matter what it takes. The taxi arrives, and I take one last look at the penthouse before stepping out. The place where I thought I'd build a family, where I imagined Cole and I growing old together, where I foolishly believed our bond was unbreakable. How naive I was. As the elevator descends, my phone buzzes again. Another text from Cole. Justin, don't ignore me, we're still connected, whether you like it or not. Connected. He has no idea how connected we actually are. I block his number and delete every trace of him from my contacts. Then I open a map on my phone, scrolling through cities far away from here. Portland catches my eye, a place I've never been, where nobody knows my name or my history. Perfect. Airport, I tell the taxi driver as I slide into the back seat. As fast as you can. He nods and pulls into traffic. I watch the penthouse disappear behind us, its tall glass structure glittering against the night sky. Somewhere up there, Cole is probably with Damon, laughing, celebrating his freedom from the clingy Omega who wanted too much. He has no idea what he's lost, what I'm carrying away from him. Good. Let him stay ignorant. Let him live his perfect life with his perfect new lover. I don't need him. I don't need anyone. Except that's a lie, isn't it? Because as much as I hate Cole for what he did, part of me still aches for him. Part of me still remembers the way he used to hold me during my heats, whispering promises about forever. Part of me still loves him, even though I shouldn't. But love doesn't matter when survival is on the line. The taxi merges onto the highway and I lean my head against the window, exhaustion finally catching up with me. My hand rests on my stomach, protective and possessive. These babies are mine, only mine, and I'll do whatever it takes to keep them safe. Even if it means running away from the only life I've ever known. Even if it means disappearing completely. The rain in Portland never seems to stop. It's been 3 weeks since I arrived in this city, and every single morning I wake up to the sound of water drumming against the window of my tiny studio apartment. The space is barely big enough for a bed and a small kitchenette. Nothing like the luxury I left behind. But it's mine. Nobody knows I'm here. Nobody can find me. At least that's what I keep telling myself. I've settled into a routine that feels both foreign and necessary. Every morning I wake up nauseous, stumble to the bathroom and spend 20 minutes hunched over the toilet while my body reminds me that I'm not alone anymore. Morning sickness is a cruel joke. It lasts all day, turning even the smell of toast into a trigger. But I endure it because I have to. Because these babies need me to be strong. After forcing down some crackers and ginger tea, I head to my new job at a small bookstore called Chapter and Verse. It's tucked between a coffee shop and a vintage clothing store on a quiet street where foot traffic is minimal. The owner, Marcus, is a soft-spoken beta in his early 40s, who hired me on the spot when I walked in desperate and exhausted. He didn't ask questions about my past or why an Omega like me was alone in a new city. He just handed me an apron and said, "Welcome aboard." I'm grateful for that kindness more than he'll ever know. Working at the bookstore is peaceful in a way. My old life never was. Cole's world was all high-stakes meetings, expensive dinners and constant pressure to be the perfect Omega partner. Beautiful, agreeable, silent when necessary. Here I shelve books, help customers find obscure titles and spend my breaks reading in the back corner where nobody bothers me. It's simple, quiet, safe. But safety is an illusion, and I'm reminded of that every time I catch my reflection in the store's windows. My face is fuller now, my features softer. The pregnancy is changing me in subtle ways that only I notice so far. My scent is shifting too, becoming sweeter and richer. The telltale pregnant Omega smell that alerts every alpha within range that I'm carrying. I've started taking suppressants to mask it. Heavy doses that make me dizzy and nauseous. But I don't have a choice. If anyone figures out what I am, word could spread. And if word spreads, Cole will find me. I'm arranging a display of new releases when Marcus approaches. His expression concerned. "Justin, you okay? You look pale." I force a smile. "Just tired. Didn't sleep well." He studies me for a moment, and I can see him noticing the changes I've been trying to hide. The way my clothes are getting tighter, the exhaustion in my eyes, the careful way I move. But he doesn't push. "Take a break. Go sit down." "I'm fine. Really." That wasn't a suggestion. His tone is gentle but firm. Go rest. I retreat to the back room, sinking into an old armchair that's become my sanctuary. My hand moves automatically to my stomach, tracing the small curve that's starting to show. 12 weeks now. 3 months. The twins are growing, and soon I won't be able to hide them anymore. What will I do then? Quit my job? Move again? Keep running forever? My phone buzzes, and my heart stops. For a moment, I'm terrified it's Cole somehow tracking me down. But it's just a reminder for my prenatal checkup tomorrow. I exhale slowly, trying to calm my racing pulse. I need to stop being so paranoid. Cole doesn't know where I am. He can't find me. The rest of the day passes in a blur of customers and book recommendations. By closing time, I'm exhausted and ready to collapse. Marcus locks up the store while I gather my things, and just as I'm about to leave, he stops me. Justin. His voice is serious now. I don't know what you're running from, and I won't pry. But if you ever need help, real help, you let me know, okay? Tears prick at my eyes unexpectedly. Kindness has become such a rare thing in my life that I don't know how to handle it anymore. Thank you, Marcus. That means more than you know. Walking home through the rain, I pull my hood up and keep my head down. The streets are mostly empty at this hour, just a few people hurrying past with umbrellas. I'm almost at my apartment building when my phone rings. Unknown number. My first instinct is to ignore it, but something makes me answer. Hello? Silence. Then, a voice that makes my blood run cold. Justin. Cole. My legs nearly give out. I stop in the middle of the sidewalk. Rain soaking through my jacket, my entire body trembling. How did you really think you could hide from me? His voice is low and controlled, but I can hear the anger simmering beneath it. I've been tracking your movements since the day you left. Your bank account, your phone records, everything. You're in Portland, and I'm coming to get you. Panic floods through me like ice water. I can do whatever I want, Justin. You belong to me. Our bond might be broken, but that doesn't change what you are. My Omega. Mine. We're divorced. I shout into the phone, not caring who hears me. You have no claim on me anymore. You chose Damon. Remember? You said I wasn't good enough. I made a mistake. His tone shifts slightly, becoming almost pleading. I realized it too late, but I'm not letting you go. Whatever you're running from, whatever you're hiding, we'll will it out. Together. Together. The word is a knife twisting in my chest. There's nothing to figure out. Leave me alone, Cole. Move on with your life. I'll be in Portland tomorrow, he continues. As if I haven't spoken. We're going to talk whether you want to or not. And Justin? His voice drops to a dangerous whisper. Don't make me hunt you down. You won't like what happens if I have to come looking for you. The call ends, leaving me standing in the rain, shaking and terrified. Cole is coming. He found me. And tomorrow, everything I've been trying to protect will be at risk. I stumble the rest of the way home, barely making it inside before I collapse on my bed. My hand goes to my stomach, protective and desperate. Please, I whisper to the babies who can't hear me yet. Please let me keep you safe. Please don't let him take you away. But deep down, I know the truth. Cole always gets what he wants. And if he finds out about the twins, he'll stop at nothing to claim them. I have less than 24 hours to figure out what to do. Less than a day to decide whether to run again or stand and fight. Either way, my peaceful life in Portland is over. Sleep doesn't come that night. I lie awake in the darkness, staring at the ceiling while rain continues its relentless assault on the window. My mind races through dozens of scenarios, each one worse than the last. Should I pack up and leave Portland before Cole arrives? Find another city, another hiding place, start over again, or should I stay and face him, confront the man who destroyed me and hope I'm strong enough to withstand whatever he throws at me? By the time dawn breaks, I still don't have an answer. My body feels heavy with exhaustion, but adrenaline keeps me alert. I skip work, texting Marcus that I'm sick, which isn't entirely a lie. The nausea is worse today, amplified by stress and fear. I spend the morning pacing my small apartment, checking my phone every few minutes, jumping at every sound outside. Cole said he'd come today. He didn't specify when. Around noon, there's a knock at my door. Sharp. Authoritative. Unmistakably alpha. My heart threatens to beat out of my chest. For a wild moment, I consider not answering, pretending I'm not home. But Cole knows I'm here. He tracked me down. He won't leave just because I don't open the door. Taking a deep breath, I pull my oversized hoodie tighter around my body, making sure the fabric hides any evidence of my changing shape. Then I crack the door open, just enough to see out. Cole stands in the hallway, and the sight of him hits me like a physical blow. He's exactly as I remember, tall, commanding, devastatingly handsome in a tailored charcoal suit that probably costs more than 3 months of my rent. His dark hair is slightly damp from the rain, and those piercing gray eyes lock onto me with an intensity that makes me want to shrink back. But I hold my ground. Justin. My name on his lips sounds like both a prayer and a threat. We need to talk. We have nothing to discuss. I try to keep my voice steady, but it wavers slightly. The divorce is finalized. You got everything you wanted. Why can't you just leave me alone? His jaw tightens. Can I come in? No, I'm not asking, sweetheart. The endearment makes me flinch. He used to call me that when things were good between us, when I still believed his promises. Now it just sounds cruel. We can do this here in the hallway where your neighbors can hear everything, or we can have a private conversation like adults. Your choice. I hate that he's right. The last thing I need is attention from curious neighbors. Reluctantly, I step back and let him in, immediately regretting it when his presence fills my tiny apartment. Cole is too big, too overwhelming for this space. His alpha scent, cedarwood and something darker, something that used to make me feel safe, invades every corner. He looks around, taking in the modest furnishings, the single bed, the lack of any luxury. I see judgment flash across his face before he masks it. This is where you've been hiding? In this place? It's my home now, I say defensively. Not everyone needs a penthouse to be happy. Happy? He turns to face me fully, and I see something raw in his expression. You think I'm happy, Justin? You think I've been living some perfect life while you disappeared without a word? You seemed pretty happy when you were with Damon. The name hangs in the air between us like poison. Cole flinches visibly. That was over before it even started. I ended things with him weeks ago. Congratulations. Do you want an award? I want you. The words are spoken quietly, but they land with the force of a shout. I want my Omega back. I want to fix what I broke. My heart clenches painfully. These are the words I dreamed of hearing 3 months ago when I was sobbing into my pillow, when I was convinced my life was ending. But now they just make me angry. You can't fix this, Cole. What you did, what you said to me, there's no coming back from that. I know. He takes a step closer and I instinctively back away until I hit the wall. He notices and stops. Something like hurt crossing his features. I know I destroyed your trust. I know I said unforgivable things. But I'm asking for a chance to make it right, to prove I'm not the monster you think I am. You're not a monster. My voice breaks. You're just someone who stopped loving me and was too much of a coward to admit it until you found someone else. I never stopped loving you. His voice rises, the careful control slipping. That's what makes this so much worse. I loved you through everything. I still love you, but I was selfish and stupid, and I convinced myself I needed something different. Someone who didn't need me so much. But Damon, he runs a hand through his hair in frustration. He wasn't you. Nobody is you. Tears blur my vision, but I blink them away furiously. You don't get to do this. You don't get to show up after months and expect me to just forgive you because you're suddenly feeling guilty. It's not guilt, Justin. It's... He stops abruptly, his eyes narrowing. Then I see it, the moment his alpha senses kick in. The way his nostrils flare slightly as he catches something in the air. My suppressants must be wearing off. You smell different. My blood turns to ice. I don't know what you're talking about, but Cole is moving closer now, closing the distance between us despite my obvious discomfort. His eyes scan my face, my body, taking in details he couldn't see from farther away. The fuller cheeks, the slight swell of my chest, the way my hoodie hangs a little differently than it should. Justin. His voice is barely a whisper now. Are you? Don't. I hold up a hand to stop him, but it's shaking. Don't ask me that. But he's already figured it out. I can see the realization dawning in his eyes, the way they widen in shock before narrowing in something that looks almost like possessive triumph. You're pregnant. It's not a question. Alphas can always tell. Their instincts are too sharp, their sense is too keen, especially when it comes to their own bloodline. Stay away from me. My voice is small, defeated. Just stay away. But Cole isn't listening anymore. His hand reaches out, moving toward my stomach, and I slap it away violently. Don't touch me. Those are my children. His voice has gone dangerously soft. Inside you. Right now. My children. They're mine. I correct him, my own protective instinct surging forward. Mine. You gave up any right to them when you walked away from me. Like hell I did. The alpha dominance rolls off him in waves now, making my omega side want to submit, to bare my neck, to let him take control. But I fight it. I have to fight it. You don't get to keep my children from me, Justin. I don't care what happened between us. Those babies are mine, and I'm not letting you raise them alone. You can't stop me. Watch me. His eyes are cold now, calculating. I'll take you to court. I'll use every resource I have. You think you can hide from me, but you can't. You think you can keep my children away, but you can't. I will fight for them with everything I have. The threat is clear. And it terrifies me because I know he's right. Cole has money, power, connections. I have nothing. In any custody battle, the alpha always wins. Why? The word comes out broken. Why do you even care? You said I wasn't worthy of carrying your child. You said I was angry and stupid and wrong. He cuts me off. But that doesn't change the fact that you're carrying my children. Twins, if I'm sensing correctly. He pauses. And for just a moment, I see wonder replace the anger in his expression. Twins, Justin, do you understand how rare that is? I understand perfectly. It's why I'm terrified. Twins make me more valuable, make the babies more valuable. Cole won't just want them, he'll demand them. Please. I'm begging now, all pride gone. Please just leave us alone. You have your life. I have mine. Let it stay that way. I can't do that. He shakes his head slowly, and deep down you know that. Our bond might be broken, but we're still connected. We're still tied together through these children. He can't run from that. I can try, and I'll follow. He moves to the door, but before leaving, he turns back one last time. I'm staying in Portland. I'm not going anywhere until we figure this out. You can fight me, or you can work with me. But either way, I'm going to be part of my children's lives. That's not negotiable. Then he's gone, leaving me alone in my apartment that suddenly feels even smaller, even more suffocating. I slide down the wall until I'm sitting on the floor, my arms wrapped around my knees, my body shaking with silent sobs. He knows. Cole knows about the twins. And everything I feared is coming true. The silence after Cole leaves is deafening. I remain on the floor for what feels like hours, my back against the wall, my arms wrapped protectively around my stomach. The twins are active today. I can feel them moving, tiny flutters that remind me I'm not alone even when I feel completely isolated. They're the reason I have to stay strong. They're the reason I can't fall apart. But Cole knows now. He knows about the babies, and there's no going back from that. My phone rings, shattering the quiet. I consider ignoring it, but when I see it's Dr. Reeves's office, I answer. The receptionist reminds me about my appointment tomorrow morning. Standard checkup, ultrasound, blood work. I confirm I'll be there and hang up, already dreading it. Every appointment feels like a countdown to something inevitable. The moment when I can no longer hide, when my body betrays the secret I've been desperately protecting. That night, I don't sleep. I lie in bed staring at the ceiling, replaying Cole's words over and over. His threats about court, about custody, about using his power to take my children away. He wasn't bluffing. Cole never bluffs. When he wants something, he gets it, no matter who gets hurt in the process. The next morning arrives gray and miserable, matching my mood perfectly. I drag myself to the clinic, exhausted and emotionally drained. Dr. Reeves greets me with her usual warm smile, but I can barely muster one in return. "How are you feeling, Justin?" she asks as she prepares the ultrasound equipment. Tired, nauseous, terrified. The honesty slips out before I can stop it. She pauses, giving me a concerned look. "Is everything all right? Are you safe?" The question catches me off guard. Safe? What does that even mean anymore? "I'm fine, Just stressed. She doesn't look convinced but doesn't push. Instead, she begins the ultrasound and soon the room fills with the sound of 2 heartbeats. Strong, steady, perfectly synchronized. My babies. Despite everything, seeing them on the screen makes my chest tight with love and fear in equal measure. They're developing beautifully, Dr. Reeves says. Both measuring exactly where they should be. Have you thought about telling the father? I flinch at the question. He knows. And he wants to take them from me. The words come out bitter and broken. Dr. Reeves sets down the ultrasound wand and looks at me seriously. Justin, I need you to understand something. As an omega-carrying twins, you have rights. Legal rights. Even if the father is an alpha with resources, the law protects pregnant omegas. You're not as powerless as you think. Her words offer a small glimmer of hope, but it's not enough to quiet the fear. You don't know Cole. He always wins. Then maybe it's time you stopped running and started fighting. I'm still processing her words when I leave the clinic. Fighting sounds good in theory, but in practice? Cole has money, lawyers, connections that reach into every corner of the legal system. What do I have? A minimum wage job and a studio apartment. I'm walking back to my apartment when I spot him. Cole is leaning against a sleek black car parked outside my building. His arms crossed, his expression unreadable. He's been waiting for me. We need to talk, he says as I approach. We talked yesterday. I have nothing more to say to you. Then listen. He pushes off the car and steps closer. I spent all night thinking about this situation. About us. About those babies you're carrying. My babies. I correct him sharply. Our babies, he counters, his voice firm but not aggressive. Whether you like it or not, Justin. We created them together. That makes them ours. And I'm not going to abandon my children or let you struggle alone out of pride. This isn't about pride, isn't it? He cuts me off. You'd rather live in poverty, work yourself to exhaustion, and raise twins alone, than accept help from me because you're too proud to admit you need someone. His words sting because there's truth in them. I don't need you, Cole. I needed you 3 months ago when you were breaking my heart. I needed you when you told me I wasn't worth your time. But now I've learned to survive without you. Something flickers in his eyes. Pain, maybe regret. I was wrong. About everything. About Damon, about you, about what I thought I wanted. Congratulations on your self-awareness. Want a medal? I want a chance. His voice drops lower, more intimate. A real chance to prove I'm not the person who hurt you. To prove I can be the alpha you and our children deserve. I shake my head. You don't get it. This isn't about second chances or redemption. This is about protecting my babies from being used as pawns in whatever game you're playing. I'm not playing games. His composure cracks slightly, frustration bleeding through. I'm trying to do the right thing here, Justin. I'm trying to be responsible. Responsible would have been staying faithful during our relationship. Responsible would have been not sleeping with your assistant while I was waiting at home for you. Responsible would have been a lot of things you weren't. He winces like I've physically struck him. You're right. About all of it. I was selfish and cruel and I destroyed something precious because I was too stupid to realize what I had. But I'm not that person anymore. People don't change overnight, Cole. Then give me time to prove it. He reaches for my hand, but I pull away. Move in with me. Let me take care of you during this pregnancy. Let me show you I'm serious about making this right. The suggestion is so absurd I almost laugh. Move in with you? Are you insane? I'm practical. You're working a job that barely pays rent while pregnant with twins. You're taking dangerous amounts of suppressants to hide your condition. You're stressed, exhausted, and alone. That's not sustainable, Justin. Something's going to break, and when it does, you and those babies could get hurt. I'm managing fine. You're barely surviving, and we both know it. His voice softens. Let me help. Not as your ex-alpha, not as someone trying to control you, but as the father of your children. The please breaks something in me. Cole doesn't beg. He commands, demands, takes. But here he is, standing in front of me asking instead of ordering. It's disorienting and confusing and makes me want to believe him despite every rational reason not to. I can't make that decision right now. I finally say, I need time to think. How much time? I don't know, a week. Maybe more. He nods slowly, like he expected this answer. I'll wait, but Justin? I'm not giving up. On you, on us, on this family we could build. I'll wait as long as it takes. As he drives away, I stand on the sidewalk feeling more conflicted than ever. Part of me wants to believe him, wants to trust that he's changed. But the other part, the part that still carries scars from his betrayal, knows that trust is earned, not given freely. And Cole has a long way to go before he earns mine. The next few days pass in a strange limbo where I'm hyper-aware of Cole's presence even when he's not physically near me. True to his word, he doesn't push. He doesn't show up at my apartment uninvited or bombard me with calls. Instead, he sends text messages. Simple, non-intrusive things like, "Did you eat breakfast?" or "How are you feeling today?" Each message sits in my phone like a small weight, reminding me that he's waiting, that this situation won't resolve itself through avoidance. Work becomes my refuge. Marcus has noticed I'm distracted, but he doesn't pry. Instead, he gives me easier tasks. Organizing the storage room, updating inventory, handling online orders from the back office where I don't have to interact with customers. It's a kindness I don't deserve but accept gratefully. On the fourth day, I'm shelving books in the fiction section when the bell above the door chimes. I don't look up immediately, too focused on alphabetizing titles. Then I catch a familiar scent, cedar wood and rain, and my entire body tenses. Cole is here, in the bookstore. I turn slowly to find him browsing the pregnancy section. Of all places, looking completely out of place in his expensive suit among the cozy chaos of secondhand books. He hasn't noticed me yet, too absorbed in reading the back cover of a parenting guide. For a moment, I consider hiding in the back room until he leaves. But that's cowardly, and despite everything, I'm tired of running. "Can I help you find something?" I ask, my voice carefully neutral. He looks up and the surprise on his face quickly morphs into something softer. "Justin, I didn't know you worked here. You didn't know, or you didn't want to admit you were following me?" A slight smile tugs at his lips. "The former, actually. I've been researching twin pregnancies and needed some books. This place had good reviews online." I don't know whether to believe him, but honestly, it doesn't matter. "The parenting section is over there. Let me know if you need anything." I start to walk away, but he calls after me. "Wait, can we talk? Just for a minute?" Against my better judgment, I stop. "We're talking now. Somewhere private?" He glances around the empty store. Marcus is in his office with the door closed, probably doing paperwork. "Please, Justin. 5 minutes." I lead him to the back corner where we keep the clearance books, far enough from the front that Marcus won't overhear. "What do you want, Cole?" He sets down the stack of books he was holding and takes a breath. "I want to apologize. Not for the obvious things I've already said. I'm sorry for cheating, for the cruel words, for everything I did wrong. But I want to apologize for how I handled things yesterday. Threatening you with court was wrong. I was scared and angry and I lashed out. This catches me off guard." Cole admitting he was wrong? Actually apologizing without making excuses? Okay. Apology noted. That's it? Just noted? What do you want me to say? That I forgive you? That we can magically go back to how things were? I cross my arms defensively. "You hurt me, Cole. Deeply. And now you show up acting like buying some parenting books and saying sorry fixes everything. I know it doesn't fix anything." His voice is quiet but steady. "I know I can't undo the damage I caused. But I'm trying to show you I'm serious about being better. About be presence. Why now?" The question bursts out of me before I can stop it. "Why do you suddenly care after months of not giving a damn whether I lived or died?" "Because I'm an idiot who didn't realize what he had until it was gone." He runs a hand through his hair, frustration evident. "You want the truth? When you left, I told myself it was for the best. That we were too different, that the relationship had run its course. I threw myself into work, into Damon, into anything that would distract me from the fact that I felt empty. And nothing filled the void. Nothing felt right. Damon was..." He pauses, choosing his words carefully. "He was convenient. Available. He said all the things I wanted to hear. But he doesn't you. Nobody is you, Justin. And it took losing you to figure that out. I want to stay angry. I want to hold on to my hurt and use it as armor. But standing here listening to him speak with such raw honesty makes my defenses crack just a little. That doesn't change what happened, I say softly. No, it doesn't. But maybe it changes what happens next. He takes a cautious step closer. I'm not asking you to forgive me or to take me back. I'm just asking for the chance to prove I can be the person you and our children need. Even if that means we're never together again. Even if you hate me forever. I want to be a good father. Let me try. The words hit me harder than any grand romantic gesture could, because he's not promising forever or making empty declarations of love. He's offering something more tangible. Presence, effort, commitment to our children even if he can never have me back. I don't hate you. I admit quietly. I wish I did. It would be easier. What do you feel then? I consider the question carefully. Confused, scared, angry sometimes, but also, I place a hand on my stomach instinctively. Also worried that you're right, that I can't do this alone, that my pride is going to hurt our babies more than your past mistakes ever could. Cole's eyes follow my hand, his expression softening. Can I? He gestures toward my stomach. Every instinct tells me to say no, to maintain this boundary, but there's something vulnerable in his eyes, something that makes me nod despite my reservations. He approaches slowly, like I'm a wild animal that might bolt. When his hand finally touches my stomach, warm, gentle, reverent, I feel the twins move. It's perfect timing, almost like they know their father is here. Cole's breath catches. Was that them? Yes. My voice is barely a whisper. He keeps his hand there, his eyes wide with wonder. They're real. I mean, I knew they were real, but feeling them changes everything. I finish for him. Yeah. He looks up at me and there are tears in his eyes. Thank you for carrying them, for keeping them safe even when you were alone and scared. The sincerity in his voice breaks down another wall. Cole, I'll earn your trust back, he interrupts gently. However long it takes, whatever I have to do, I'll prove I'm worthy of being in their lives. In yours. If you'll let me. Before I can respond, Marcus appears around the corner. Justin, I'm heading out. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Cole steps back smoothly. Professional mask sliding into place. No interruption. I was just leaving. He pays for his stack of parenting books at the counter and leaves with one last lingering look in my direction. Marcus waits until the door closes before speaking. That's him, isn't it? The father. Yeah. He seems different than I expected. Different how? More human, I guess. Marcus shrugs. You talked about him like he was a monster, but he just seems like a guy who screwed up and is trying to fix it. Maybe that's exactly what Cole is. Not a villain, not a hero, just a flawed person trying to do better. And maybe that's enough to at least consider giving him the chance he's asking for. The week I promised Cole turns into 2. And he doesn't complain. He keeps his distance but makes his presence known in subtle ways. A delivery of groceries appears at my door. All organic, specifically chosen for pregnant omegas. A box of prenatal vitamins. The expensive kind I couldn't afford, shows up at the bookstore with a note, take care of yourself. He pays off my outstanding medical bills without asking, and when I call him furious about overstepping, he simply says, sue me for wanting to make sure my children's mother has proper health care. It's infuriating and touching in equal measure. Marcus has taken to asking about him during our shifts together. Has he tried to see you again? Or did he send anything today? He's invested in this story now, living vicariously through my drama. Sometimes I think he wants me to give Cole a chance. More than I want to give Cole a chance. On a rainy Thursday evening, because it's always raining in Portland, I'm closing up the store when my phone rings. Cole's name flashes on the screen. We've been texting sporadically, but he hasn't called since that first confrontation. My thumb hovers over the accept button before I finally answer. Hello? Don't hang up. His voice sounds strained. I need you to meet me somewhere. It's important. Cole, it's late and I'm tired. Please, Justin. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't crucial. I'm sending you an address. Just trust me. This once. He hangs up before I can argue. A moment later, a text arrives with an address across town. Every rational part of my brain screams that this is a trap, that I shouldn't go. But curiosity wins out. The address leads me to an upscale neighborhood I've never visited before. The houses here are massive, the kind with manicured lawns and 3-car garages. I find the specific address and realize it's not a house, but a renovated building that's been converted into luxury apartments. Cole is waiting outside, and when he sees me approach, his expression shifts from worry to relief. "You came?" "You were cryptic and weird." I got concerned. I look around at the pristine surroundings. "What is this place?" "Come inside. I want to show you something." He leads me into the building and up to the 3rd floor. When he opens the door to Unit 3B, I'm not prepared for what I see. It's a fully furnished apartment, spacious, bright, with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking a small park. But that's not what steals my breath. It's the nursery. One entire room has been converted into a twin nursery with 2 cribs, a changing table, a rocking chair positioned between them, and shelves already stocked with diapers, clothes, blankets. The walls are painted a soft sage green, and there are stars on the ceiling that probably glow in the dark. It's beautiful and overwhelming and completely unexpected. "What is this?" I whisper, afraid that speaking too loudly will shatter this moment. "I bought this place last week." Cole stands in the doorway, watching my reaction carefully. "It's yours, if you want it. No strings attached. You can live here rent-free, raise the babies in a safe place, have space to breathe. I won't even have a key unless you give me one." I turn to stare at him. "You bought an apartment for me?" "For you and the twins." He steps into the nursery, running his hand along one of the cribs. "I know you don't trust me yet. I know you're not ready to let me back into your life. But I can't stand the thought of you struggling in that tiny studio, working yourself to exhaustion while pregnant with twins. So this is my compromise. You get safety and stability, and I get peace of mind knowing my children are being raised somewhere they have room to grow." "Cole, this is insane. I can't accept." "Why not?" He faces me fully now. "Give me one good reason why you can't accept this that isn't about pride or fear." I open my mouth to argue, but the words won't come. Because he's right. My studio is too small, I'm exhausted all the time. The thought of bringing newborn twins into that cramped space terrifies me. And here's a solution. A beautiful, practical solution, being offered with no apparent strings attached. "What do you get out of this?" I finally ask. "The knowledge that you're safe, that our children will have everything they need." He pauses. "And maybe, eventually, you'll see that I'm serious about changing. That I'm not the same alpha who hurt you." I walk through the apartment slowly, taking in every detail. The spacious kitchen with new appliances, the master bedroom with an attached bathroom, the 2nd bedroom that could be an office or guest room, and that nursery, perfect in every way. "There's one more thing," Cole says, following me. He pulls an envelope from his pocket. "Legal documents. This apartment is in your name only. I'm not on the deed. You own it outright. If you decide you never want to see me again, if you decide to raise these babies completely alone, this place is still yours. No conditions." The envelope trembles in my hands. "You're giving me an apartment with no expectation of anything in return?" "I'm giving my children's mother a safe place to live. What you choose to do beyond that is entirely up to you." I sink into the rocking chair, overwhelmed by the gesture. It's not about money, though. Clearly Cole has spent a fortune on this. It's about what it represents. He's giving me power, choice, autonomy. He's not trying to control me or force me into anything. He's simply helping. I don't know what to say, I admit. "Say you'll think about it, that's all I'm asking." I look around the nursery again, imagining my babies here, safe, warm, loved. Then I look at Cole, really look at him, and see something I haven't seen before. Genuine humility. He's not the arrogant alpha who broke my heart. Or maybe he is, but he's also someone trying desperately to be better. "I'll think about it," I hear myself say. "But Cole, if I accept this, it doesn't mean we're together. It doesn't mean I've forgiven you or that we're going to be some happy family." I know, and I want to be clear. You don't get access to this apartment without my permission. You don't get to just drop by whenever you want. If you're serious about respecting my boundaries, prove it. "Whatever you need," he agrees immediately. "Whatever makes you feel safe." I stand up slowly, my hand instinctively going to my stomach where the twins are doing their evening acrobatics. "When would I be able to move in?" Hope flashes across his face. "Immediately. Everything's ready. I can help you pack your things from the studio, or if you prefer, I can hire movers." I'll pack myself, I interrupt, but maybe you could help move the boxes. If that's okay? The smile that breaks across his face is genuine and devastating. I'd be honored. As we leave the apartment, Cole locks the door and hands me the key. It's heavy in my palm, weighted with possibility and fear and hope all tangled together. Maybe I'm making a mistake. Maybe I'm setting myself up for heartbreak all over again. But as I stand here holding the key to a future I never thought I'd have, I realize something important. I'm not doing this for Cole. I'm doing this for my babies. They deserve stability and comfort. They deserve a father who's trying, even if he's failed before. And maybe, just maybe, I deserve a chance to stop running and start building something new. Even if it scares me to death.